Hey guys, so today's video is going to be my monthly favorites video. I know I'm a little bit late, but I have some things here that I'm pretty excited about and I wanted to take the opportunity to get this video filmed. I know I didn't get a video up last week and it's been like one video a week, if that, for the past month or so, but that is going to be no more after this week. I promise you can count on me. Before we get started, you guys, make sure you check out the down bar for links to all my social media platforms. Make sure you are subscribed. If you are not, I would love to have you. And without any further ado, let's just get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is the MAC Fix Plus Gold Light Spray. MAC is starting to come out with new versions of Fix Plus, which is a classic staple ride or die product. I believe they're coming out with a matte, not MAC, but a matte Fix Plus. They also recently launched these kind of colored Fix Pluses. This one is the gold light. There is a pink light as well. This product is a little bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. It took me a minute to figure out what I wanted to use it for. When you take it out of the box, it'll look just like regular clear Fix Plus, and there'll be like a little bit of like gold schmutz down here at the bottom. There's like a little ball in here, you can probably hear it. The ball shakes the gold pigment or whatever's in here up, and when you spray it on your skin, it just gives a really pretty gold sheen. Now, hear me, you do not want to go too ham sandwich with this, because if you spray too much on, the gold like pigment or glitter or whatever is in here will literally just settle and sit in your pores. First time I did it, I had like gold glitter inside every single pore that I had because I just like sprayed so much on. I really use this just to kind of lightly spray my skin after I finish, and it just gives a gorgeous golden luminosity to it. And then I also spray it like on my body. As these warmer months are showing up, I'm definitely getting more into like body glow and body makeup and body shimmer, and this is just a really nice thing to have to spray all over your arms, your chest, your back, like wherever. As always, like you can use this to wet your brushes or whatever else. I really like this, and like I said, there's two different colors. There's a pink one and a gold one, and I just happen to have the gold one, so check it out. Next is a mascara. This is the Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara. I feel like I've heard this product talked about for many years. I want to say the Pixie Woo sisters are the first like place I ever heard this mentioned, and I think this is kind of like a pro MUA staple, but I was never down to clown to invest in a relatively expensive tube of mascara just for my bottom lashes. Now, Pixie, the brand that's at Target, used to carry a bottom lash mascara. I have not seen it in such a long time, and I actually put that in a favorites video a long while ago, maybe about a year ago. So I've just been on the hunt for a new replacement for that. Bumped into this at Ulta, bit the bullet, tried it out, and I'm addicted. It's amazing. My real lashes are just nothing to write home about. Like typically if I'm not wearing false lashes, I just don't even bother with mascara and lash curling. Like there's really not much to it. I just kind of leave it alone. I don't really feel the need to put glitter on a pimple, if you know what I mean. So usually when I buy mascaras, what I really care about is how they will perform my bottom lashes, because when I do a full face like right now, I want my bottom lashes to really pop. And this formula is absolutely gorgeous. The brush is itty bitty teeny tiny, just like you would expect a bottom lash mascara to be. And I find that it does a gorgeous job of separating and coating and lengthening and volumizing my bottom lashes. So this is one of those like staple products I will never be without for the rest of my lash life. If you've been watching my channel for a while or follow me on Snapchat or Instagram, then you know that I am a very big book reader. I am a bookworm, the wormiest you've ever met, and typically I gravitate more towards thrillers or horror or suspense or mysteries. Like anything in that genre is what I like to read, and I pretty much read only that. I've been reading a lot of books, listening to some audiobooks. Nothing's really standing out to me lately except for this one, which I got last week. This is a book called Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. It follows the story of a woman who tragically lost her daughter. She literally just up and vanished. Nobody could figure out whatever happened to her. And then 10 years later, she finds herself in a relationship with a man, and this man has a daughter who looks and acts very similar to her missing daughter, and the story just kind of unfolds, and the writing is beautiful and it's suspenseful. I was sucked in from the first page. It's a little dark. It's not the darkest thing I've ever read, but it's got some dark moments in it. It was really, really good. I would give this like a 4 out of 5. So if you're a bookworm, if you're looking for something good to read, I would pick this one up. It was pretty great. Next are some concealers. These are the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define concealers. I feel like I kept seeing these like in my peripheral vision all over like Instagram and YouTube and stuff, and people comparing this to Shape Tape. I didn't watch any of the videos because I try to go into things with open minds, and if I'm being completely honest, Shape Tape is nice, but I can't use it because it breaks me out. So it's not like I was looking for a dupe for that for any other reason but to find a similar formula in coverage and blendability, but that wouldn't break me out. That was really kind of what I was hoping I was going to get out of this. And I have to tell you guys, like, these are really, really good concealers. I had to order mine on Ulta.com because every time I go to Ulta to try to get them, they're completely sold out. I have a few shades here and I haven't quite figured out which one's my color. Like right now, I feel like I look really pale in the face because my concealer is too light, but that's okay. The formula of these is gorgeous. I think I like them more than Shape Tape. I feel like they are much, much more hydrating. I don't feel like they're drying at all. The coverage is very nice. The only thing about it that is kind of weird to me is the smell. Like, it kind of smells like truly like burnty plastic kind of smell that reminds me of something, but I can't quite put my finger on it. If I had to say what it reminds me of, it almost reminds me of like when you get a Barbie, if you guys can remember, and how the Barbie smells when it comes out of the box, like plastic and rubber. And that's kind of what this smells like to me. I could be 1000% wrong. That's just what I think of when I smell this. The smell's kind of gross. Doesn't really cause me any sensitivity because I'm not sensitive to smells in that fashion, but if you are, it's something to consider. Other than that, I think this is an amazing product, not just for something affordable and not just for drugstore. Like, it's amazing, period, dot. And I think this is my new favorite concealer of life, and I have been using Urban Decay faithfully for about 3 years now without exception. So it's a big deal for me to find a new concealer that I'm really enjoying. Next is hair stuff. I don't really get into hair here on my channel because I suck at it. Like, even right now, it's taking everything in me not to like fuss with it while I'm looking at it in the viewfinder. I'm never happy with it. But lately, I've really been loving my hair, but I know it's because of the new hair care line that I've been using. This isn't 100% new to me. I used to use this line when I was blonde because when your hair is blonde, like, you really got to put a lot into it so it doesn't fry and break off and stuff. But since I've been brunette, I'm not gonna lie, I just use anything I can find, like $2 shampoo, whatever. The only thing I look for when I buy shampoos and conditioners is something that says volumizing. Like, that was all I was buying, was volumizing shampoos and conditioners, because I just want my hair to look really thick and really dense. I really wasn't taking inventory of the fact that it was drying my hair out so much to use that formula. So anyway, all that to say, I have been using Kerastase products lately. This is the Kerastase Resistance line. Everything on here is in French and I'm not even gonna bother, but it's the green resistance. I think this is like the hydrating repair line. So I have the shampoo, the conditioner, and I also have the hair serum. Now, what really blew my mind about this is the fact that I was prepared for these kind of like highly intensive or more moisturizing formulas to like kind of weigh my hair down, but it's actually done the exact opposite, and I don't understand how. Like, my hair feels so much more thick now that I use this line. I don't even understand how that's possible, but it does. My hair literally feels like I have doubled in hair quantity, if that makes any sense. And on top of that, it's so much easier to deal with. Like, when I get out of the shower, it's so much easier to brush. When I style it, it works a lot. Everything is better. Like, curl holds better. My hair straightening situation goes a lot better. Everything is better since I switched over to this line. It is hella expensive, I'm not gonna lie. I think each bottle is like $25 to $30. But the good news is I only wash my hair like sometimes once a week. Don't tell anybody. So I'm not gonna go through it very quickly. I take showers, okay? I just don't wash my hair all the time. I can't be bothered. Do you see all this? Like, I cannot be bothered to wash and blow dry this all the time. Please don't judge me. I'm a nice person. I'm actually being better and washing my hair every 2 days. Lately, I've been better about it. But anyway, just saying, if you are in the market for something that will change your hair's life forever and completely get you hooked on a super expensive and not even remotely reasonably priced product line, then I would start with Kerastase because it's the business. So next I want to tell you guys about a podcast. I talked about a podcast in my last favorites video. I'm going to tell you about one now because I love podcasts. The new one that I have been really into is this one right here. It's called Teen Creeps. It is basically a podcast with two hilarious chicks who kind of review, sometimes reenact, or talk about kind of like old school teen lit. So if you're like me and you've been a bookworm since you were knee-high to a pig's eye, you were probably reading things like Sweet Valley High or Goosebumps or Fear Street or Christopher Pike books. I definitely was. Like, R.L. Stine was my jiggity jam for as long as I can remember. I'm sure that's one of the things that contributed to me growing up to be completely obsessed with things that are scary, and especially scary books. So it is so freaking cool to listen to this podcast because they talk about a lot of books that I vividly remember reading, and I remember the plot points, and to like hear them kind of like talked about as adults. It's just the stories are so funny. The girls are hilarious. Like, it's one of those podcasts I cannot listen to in public because I just sit there and laugh to myself looking like a complete lunatic the whole time I'm anywhere I go. Like, it's super embarrassing, but like no F's given. So yeah, make sure you check that out if you are an old school like YA pulp fiction novel kind of kid, or even if you just want to have a couple chuckles. It is hilarical. Check it out. Next is something pretty bougie, and I'm embarrassed at how dirty this is considering how expensive it is. I should take better care of my more expensive makeup pieces. This is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Contour Kit. I have featured this recently here on my channel. I've used it in a few videos. I've told you guys in the past I'm kind of getting into cream contouring here and there. I didn't do it today, but for the most part I do it almost every time I do my makeup. This guy has been out forever, and I've seen a lot of really well-renowned, try saying that 5 times fast, makeup artists use this either on clients backstage or talk about having it in their kit, and I just took the plunge and thought I'd give it a whirl. And I have to tell you guys, Tom Ford is a ridiculously expensive makeup brand. It's not really something I felt super drawn to for the longest time, but if this product is really any indication of the quality and kind of the beautiful effect that their products have, it definitely makes me feel a little bit more open to getting into some of their stuff. So it's basically just your run-of-the-mill standard contour kit. The only thing is, like, this whole little part of it, which is supposed to be like the Illuminate part, I really don't know if I'm gonna use it. It doesn't give kind of a shimmery effect at all. It kind of just looks like a gloss. So if you're pro MUA, this would be something good for like an eye gloss or something like that, but I don't really see myself using it. Anyway, the contour shade is incredible. When I first saw the contour shade, like once I got it home and started playing with it, I felt really discouraged because if you look, this is an extremely warm, toned color, but somehow on the skin as a contour, it does not come across that way. It doesn't look like a cream bronzer. It gives a beautiful gray toned with just the right amount of warmth kind of contour color. It blends out amazing. It blends out so beautiful, and it like becomes a part of your skin in a way that I don't feel like a whole lot of contour products do. I feel like usually if I'm going to get that kind of effect with a contour product, it's something that I'm doing with like a powder or like a powdered foundation, or maybe even like a darker concealer, because those actually mimic a skin tone and a skin-like consistency really well compared to most contour products, but not in the case with this guy. I freaking love this thing. I want to say this was like 70 bucks. It's one of the more expensive things I've ever bought makeup wise, but I'm so glad that I did. This product is something that really amazing makeup artists that I love talk about all the time for a reason. So if you are in the market to try something like this, I highly recommend it if you can stomach the ridiculous price tag. Next is something a little random that I have every intention of doing a full-blown video about, but I kind of wanted to just touch on it really briefly because I mentioned it in a video that I posted not too long ago. These are the Halo Beauty Booster Skin, Hair, and Nail Boosters. This is my second second bottle. I'm about halfway through, and I just quickly want to give you guys a couple of thoughts on these in terms of what I think about their performance. I'm completely prepared for people to tell me that I'm crazy and there's all these issues with this. Like, I know what's been going around the internet about this stuff. I was very interested in it from the very, very beginning. But I have to tell you guys, these things work. These things work. My nails have been growing like crazy. The skin all over my body, like my elbows, for example, is so soft. Like, I have never ever, and I'm a really, really avid moisturizer. Like, I put lotion on several times a day. I use moisturizing body washes. Like, I stay out of the sun. I drink a lot of water. My skin has never been as soft or as hydrated as it is right now, and I know it's because of these. Not to mention, one really crazy side effect that took me a little while to like figure out is that it has made my eyebrows grow. This is supposed to grow your hair in thicker, so that makes sense, but the first time I noticed it, I really thought that I just had like excess brow makeup in my eyebrow that I wasn't getting out, so I kept like rubbing my eyebrows trying to get it out. It took like 3 days of me just like taking makeup remover vigorously to my brows to figure out that they're just growing in thicker. I have more brow hair now, which I wish my lashes would do that. I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. It's really just my brows, but I'm in love, and I think that Tati has created a really unique, really cool formula. I think I'm gonna finish this bottle. I might even go all the way to 3 bottles before I do a full-blown review, like dedicated video, but I just wanted to share these because I have been loving them. I've also been collecting before and after photos to put in that eventual video, so you'll have to stay tuned for it. Next is a powder. This is a very, very interesting powder, and if you don't know anything about me, I am a loose powder aficionado. I think at this point I've got to have at least 16 or 17 loose powders. They are all so different. They all have so many different purposes and uses for me, and I just got a new one today that I'm trying out, and I freaking love it. Stay tuned. But this is one that I picked up this month that I'm really enjoying. It's so effing unique, I can't even tell you. This is the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. I've never used anything like this, and it actually takes a little while to get used to if you do decide to pick it up. It's basically, I would never use this to bake. Let me go ahead and say that. Do not use this powder to bake. I haven't tried it, but I don't think I would ever try it. It's just a nice little loose powder. It comes in this very slim, compact container that you could easily throw in your bag, which I do not find to be the case with most loose powders. But what's crazy banana sandwich about this one is that when you tip your powder brush in it and you go to like press it on your skin to set your makeup, it feels like you're dabbing cold water on your face, and I thought that was really gimmicky, and I did not really see why that would be something that would motivate me to purchase an entire powder for, especially like a $40 one. But it's really, really cool, and it's especially nice if you're touching your makeup up. Now, I do feel like this powder sets my foundation beautifully. It's very skin-like. It's not very luminous, but it's not like a chalkboard matte either. It's just a very nice, natural satin finish. But almost what I think this is better for, even on top of setting, is to retouch your makeup. If you're the type of person who gets oily throughout the day, or if you don't like to use a lot of powder at one time, so you just slowly build up throughout the day, which is always an option. Like, I know we like to bake, but you could use very little powder, and then just throughout the day you might have to stay on top of it and kind of touch up as the day goes. That's what this really stands out to me for, because some powders, as you go to reapply, they just get really dry looking and chalky and gunky and not cute, and not the case with this. I think the whole idea of it being kind of like a hydrating powder is ideal for retouching your makeup throughout the day. I love this powder. I've used it almost every single day since I got it. I was prepared to hate this because anything that's as gimmicky as like wet powder, I was like, come on. But yeah, totally go check this out and just kind of swatch it on the back of your hand and just test it, just feel it. It's so weird, and it takes, like I said, a few times of using it to get used to that sensation, but now all other powders just kind of pale in comparison. But anyway, check it out. Love it. Next is a foundation. This is the DiorSkin Forever foundation. I feel like I heard about this all over the joint sometime last year, and I just never got around to trying it. And I like this foundation a lot. I think it's very, very beautiful. It's a little bit more mattifying than I would have expected it to be. For some reason, I imagined that it was going to be very, very dewy. But really what it is incredibly skin-like, and it wears so nice throughout the day. One thing I really like about it as well is it kind of has like a soft focus kind of filter effect on the skin, and that's always something I'm really, really into. Now, as much as I love this foundation on its own, and I do, trust me, I do, I have discovered my favorite foundation cocktail in the world. So I've been mixing the Dior Forever foundation with the Josie Maran Vibrancy foundation. Both of these I love completely by themselves. Like, do not feel the need to go get both of these as independent products. They're some of my favorites, like ever, top 10 new favorite foundations, but these two mixed together, let me be the first to tell you, it is the most flawless, comfortable, long wearing, glowy, but not oily, dewy, but not greasy, just perfect skin foundation combo in the world. Like, I cannot get enough of this combination. I'm wearing it today. I think I've worn it every time I've done my makeup for the past month. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's really hard for me to get a foundation match that I'm like completely happy with in just one shade. So I mix things together all the time, usually to get the color that I want. But in this case, I've gotten a formula that I want. This is like my perfect foundation. If these two could be combined in one bottle, I would never wear another foundation in my life. It's my favorite. I know it's two foundations. I know it's ridiculous for me to suggest that you need two foundations, because you don't. But these two together, if you already have them, mix them together. See what you think. I'm telling you, they're dope. Up next is the Becca bronzer. This is the Sunlit bronzer in the color Capri Coast. I mentioned this a few videos back when I was testing out new makeup, and I haven't really updated you guys since, but I think this might be my favorite bronzer ever. It's got to be up there at least. I definitely want to try a few more shades. This one is getting a little bit light for me as the summer months will be approaching, but in terms of finish and kind of blendability, how it looks on the skin, not for nothing, the color too, especially during the winter, it is so beautiful. I feel like so many bronzers, once they get applied to the skin, just really heavy, really fake. They're not always the most blendable things in the world, and this just goes on like butter. It literally just like, it's so good. Like, I know looking in the pan, like it kind of looks like it might be a little shimmery, and it has just the smidgenous bit of a sheen to it. And what that does is on the face, it just looks so natural. I don't mean natural like not there. I mean natural like it's actually your skin and not like a matte chalky bronzer. I never thought more luminous bronzers would be something that I was into, and I don't think it's something I can go too crazy with because texture is something I'm afraid of emphasizing. Shimmery or more glowy products can do that, but this doesn't. I don't think I've really used any other bronzers besides this one lately. It's the one I reach for the most. I reach for something over and over again month after month, and I don't even have to think about it, then I know it's a favorite, and that's what I've been doing with this one. In keeping with Chic products, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic Swish and Pop Blusher in the color First Love. Let me just tell you guys, if you're not familiar with me and what I'm about, Charlotte Tilbury is my just spirit animal. I love her so much, and there's really been basically any products. Have there been any there's only been one product of hers that I've tried so far that I don't like. It wasn't even a matter of not liking it. I just broke out when I used it, so I had to get rid of it. But anyway, this blush, oh my god. If you are a fan of like NARS Madly, which I'm a huge fan of, you need this blush. I know it doesn't look like anything to write home about in the pan. I know. I tend to gravitate more towards like more nude, neutral, kind of just simple, soft washes of color when it comes to my blush. I very rarely go for like a bright, bold cheek as far as like my day-to-day or normal makeup routine goes. So this one in particular has just been doing it for me in a way that I can't even express to you. It's been so perfect. The cool thing about it is you have the option to focus mostly on this color. It kind of looks like a boob, doesn't it? Now that I'm looking at it, it looks like a boob. You can focus a little more on the center color if you want to. If you want to have a little bit more of a bold wash of color, you can focus more on the outer part. If you kind of want to subdue it, you can swirl them all together. I love the color, but I also love the formula because when it comes to blush, I once upon a time really only liked matte blushes, but now I like something with a soft satin sheen because once again, on the skin, they tend to look more natural, more skin-like, and as if they're a part of my makeup and not just kind of sitting on top of it. So as always, as expected, I absolutely love this formula. I love this color, and I'm gonna get every single one of them. Like, that's not a bold statement. I will probably try to buy all of these. Once again, Charlotte Tilbury, I love you. But this isn't the last you're gonna see of Charlotte Tilbury because we got one more thing from her. This is the Charlotte Tilbury, what is this called? The Reshape and Resize Lip Liner in the color Pillow Talk. I believe this lip liner is one of the things in her makeup collection that she is like most well known for, and I typically do not get excited about lip liners anymore. I have so many of them and don't have any complaints, but it's Charlotte, man. I'm gonna try pretty much everything, and this is such a beautiful, beautiful lip liner. I freaking love this color. I use it with nudes. I use it with pinks. I mean, I would use this by itself. She actually has a lipstick that's called Pillow Talk that I want to get my hands on as well. I feel like lip liners kind of fall into two different types of categories. You might have something that's a little bit more dry and stiff, like a MAC lip liner, like the original formula they have. It's got like a little bit more of like maybe a cream or a wax base. I feel like the benefit of the dry lip liner is that it's easier to like get precise lines and it's easier to manipulate, and the waxy ones are a little bit softer and creamier and more comfortable to wear. This sits somewhere in the middle of that, where it gives you that kind of comfortable, easy to apply, very fluid, very, very smooth application, but it doesn't get to that point where you can't really control it. The drier lip liners, I feel like you can get like a really, really sharp point. Whoop! The liner just flew out of my hand and now it's over there and I'm too tired to go get it. So I'm just gonna keep talking without the lip liner in my hands. But I feel like the benefit of this particular one is it just sits right there in between those two formulas. So you get the benefits of the precise way a drier lip liner can apply with all of the like the good saturated color payoff that's very, very creamy and comfortable of the more waxy or emollient types of lip liner. So anyway, all that to say, not surprising, I love Charlotte Tilbury's lip liners. I have two more that I really like, but that color is the one I've been reaching for the most. Lastly, I have the Bare Minerals Generation Nude. I think those are called like the liquid nude. I don't know what they're called. I'll leave it down below. But these are the Gen Nude lip glosses, and I have the color Beautimus and I have the color Life Goals, hashtag Life Goals. Are some of the glossiest, most pigmented lip glosses. If you want something a little bit more sheer, I don't think you're gonna like this because the color of them is so prominent, if you can tell. But these things look like freaking like lacquer, don't they? They're just so shiny. I wear them by themselves. I wear them mixed together. There hasn't been like a nude lip that I've put together yet that didn't benefit from one of these lip glosses. It just gives a little something to it. And I feel like, if I'm being honest, Bare Minerals as a whole, I feel like they have some of the best lipsticks, lip glosses, and lip liners around. They don't get a lot of like recognition for that, but if you're ever in Sephora or Ulta and you go check out their lip line, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by what you see. I have several lipsticks and lip glosses from them, and there's a couple lip liners I've been eyeing lately, so I will get those and report back to you. But if you love pigmented glossy lip gloss, then you are missing out if you have not picked these up. They are so beautiful. They last absolutely forever. They're comfortable. They are a little bit sticky, a little bit, but not in that way that makes them like awful to wear. They smell good. Like, I love them. These are quickly becoming some of my favorite lip glosses. Buxom is my other favorite, which I think Buxom is owned by Bare Minerals or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So that kind of makes sense why Bare Minerals has such bomb lip products. But yeah, check them out if you're feeling squirrely, because I am absolutely, absolutely in love with these. They're so nice. So yeah, once again, Bare Minerals Gen Nude lip glosses, and I will leave the actual name of them down below. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Before we leave, make sure you are subscribed to my channel if you are not. Hit that notification bell so you stay up to date with all my videos, which there will be more of, I swear. Check the down bar for links to all my social media platforms. Subscribe if you have not, and I will catch you in the next one. Love you more than you will ever know.